Welcome to Greater Good Radio Hawaii, where leaders inspire leaders. Greater Good Radio Hawaii is dedicated to social entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Evan Leong, and with me is my co-host, Carrie Leong.
Mahalo, Evan. Today's guest is Danny LUI, founder and chairman of Authosis Ventures, a venture capital firm focusing on software investments in the U.S. and China. Danny is also the co-founder of Lenovo, the largest PC manufacturer in China, and QDI Group, which was the largest manufacturer of motherboards. Please welcome to Greater Good Radio, Danny LUI. Welcome to our show, Danny.
Thank you, Evan and Carrie.
So could you tell us a little bit more about Authosis Ventures, please?
Well, it's the one of the small VC fund I set up after I left Lenovo back in 1997. Because at the time, 1997, the investment is good. I went to the Silicon Valley, do a lot of investment, and then pretty successful. In the year 2000, we raised a fund that focused in the IT and semiconductor investment, both in the U.S. and in China. The whole industry in China at the time is start to pick up.
So can we go back a few steps back, a few years back, and talk about Lenovo and Legend Computers? How did you start that, and where'd you get the idea for it?
Okay, maybe back to my school days. You know, I'm born and raised in Hong Kong, and did my secondary school in Hong Kong. After that, my family is pretty poor, not from a working class, and family. And I always want to go to universities, but don't have money and don't have the qualification at the time. But one occasion is, look at friends that have been studying in the UK, in Britain. At the time, I say, well, maybe I can apply for it and have a try. I got accepted by college, and then that's my journey to England. And then after a couple of years, got accepted, went to Imperial College, University of London, did my computer science undergrad degree. After graduation, I joined a firm in London and look at it, building software applications, for British Petroleum, for different firms. And then I look back in Hong Kong and China. At the time, they are pretty backward, and there's opportunity if I go back and start my own company. So, and I worked with a couple of friends, schoolmates, and share with them my idea. And a couple of them willing to join me. A couple of them say it's too risky. And then after working 2 years in London, I returned to Hong Kong back in late 82 and start my own companies. I have no idea and no crew, and then no VCs and no mentor.
What about money? Did you
have money at all? And so, when you need to start something, either you get from parents or friends and families and things like that. But we went to finance company and get our first loan. I think at the time it's something like $5,000 US, and start up the company. And after a couple of years, in 83, I guess, IBM launched a PC product in the US in 1981. So we look at it, geez, it's a good opportunity. So we applied to IBM for the distributorship. And very fortunate, we were the first one accepted and became the IBM authorized distributor in China. So at the time, and then I started to build up our offices in Beijing, in Guangzhou, those big cities, and started selling PCs in China.
Before getting accepted as a distributor from IBM, how big were you folks? And then when you were accepted and you had to build it up, how large did you get and how quick?
It was pretty interesting. We are competing with big firms in the U.S. and multinational from Japan, but we are one of a group that is a young team. I'm the oldest. I think at the time I was age 25, 26. And but they like it because they look at it. Geez, we are more aggressive. We like it, and it's our passion. And so we picked as one of them.
So, at that time, how large were you folks? Were you fairly small with a few employees with your friends, and you grew large quickly?
We have at the time around 20, 30 people. Not as big, but we are aggressive.
So when did you switch over to Lenovo, and how did that come about?
Then after the distribution, after we start to distribution IBM, we've been expanding very fast. Business is good. We're expanding. And then we expand to close to 100 people with multi offices in China, and also in Hong Kong. And but in 1985, China started to reduce their spending because over a few years they spent most of the or a lot of the foreign exchange. And the government say, hey, no, we're not going to slow down and stop. So the business started to drop, and that was a tough time. A lot of people are leaving, leaving the market, leaving the industry. Before, in the old days in China, everyone we talk about relationship, 关系, and then it's not as well established. It's more close and more have to work towards 关系. But we didn't have that. I didn't have any 关系 at all. But it's more on the technology, on the service, on the knowledge we know. So that's only my job. I cannot say, I shut down the company and do something else. It's the only thing I know, computer. So we've been doing. We hang on. And gradually, because a lot of people are leaving, and then we are able to absorb more and more market share. And when the market started to come back in 87, then we become one of the leading distribution company in China at the time. And then during the process, I met my partner, which is the chairman of Lenovo, called Mr. Liu Chuanzhi. And he said, Danny, why don't we make work together? And well, I said, yeah, why not? Because hook up with them. By doing that, we have a very strong backing from the Chinese Academy of Science and lots of engineers.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.